Okay, the video title might feel a bit clickbaity, but it is true. If we want to change our lives, if we want to change our world, then changing the habits that underpin our behaviours can be a really great way to do it. And a good way to change habits is to track your progress on them. Keep a record of how many days you've gone by doing the good habit or not doing the bad habit. That streak can then become a really useful reinforcement, particularly if you get a bit tempted or have a bit of a wobble. I'm going to give you a good example of how that's worked for me at the end of this video. But if you're interested in changing your habits, then a good idea is to get an app that can track your habit progress. It can keep a record of your streak and it can show you how well you're doing. There are lots of apps that can help you track your progress. I found a really good one. It's called Way of Life. It's not new, but I really like it because it's simple, it's clean, and it's free. And the good thing about having a habit tracking app is you can keep all of your habits in one place, so you don't have to have separate apps for things like food and exercise and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to bring it up on the screen and I'll show you how it works. So you download your app to the phone. This is on Android, but the Apple one is very similar. So the first thing you have to do is you have to tell it what habit you are wanting to track. Now, in Way of Life, habits are called journals, but it's the same thing. So you start off with 3 habits which you can track on the free version, or you can pay the princely sum of £6 and then you've got, I think it's unlimited, so I think it's worth doing. So the first thing we do is we need to give the habit a name. So let's call this habit our daily walk. Oh, and incidentally, there's an ideas section. So if you press the ideas section, that can give you lots of suggestions, thoughts about different habits that you might want to track. But we know what we're doing here. So we're going to start off with a habit called daily walk. And the first thing it asks you is the habit a good habit? And you have to answer yes or no. And the reason for that is it uses red and green in the tracking to show you how well you're doing. Green good, red bad. But our daily walk, we're saying, yes, that's a good habit. So we'll save that. Then we'll add 2 more. So let's put a bad habit in. Fast food. So this is a habit we want to stop. So we'll call the habit fast food. No, this is not a good habit. And then we'll do 1 more. Daily meditation. That's a good habit. Okay, so now we go back to our dashboard. Now, obviously to start off with, our dashboard is blank because we haven't tracked anything. Now you can update your habit progress daily, which is good because it means if you've missed a day, you can retrospectively go back in and amend it. So let's go back to last week and let's update what we did last week. So for the daily walk, we'll tick yes for Monday, and you see how that turns green. On Tuesday, what we're going to do is we're going to skip. So what skip means is that if you've got a habit that you have not planned to do on a particular day, then that then doesn't count against you when you don't do it because you never planned to do it. So Tuesday we'll skip, and then for daily walk we'll say yes for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Okay, the next one then is fast food. Now remember, we're saying fast food is a bad habit. If we tick no, we didn't do it, then that goes green for good because having no fast food, we've decided that's a good thing. So we'll say no, no. And then you'll see when we tick yes, we did have fast food. You see how that goes red. And then for the next 3 days, we'll say no, no, and no. And then our final one, meditation. Let's say that yes, we did it on day 1. No, we didn't do it on day 2. So let's alternate this one. And again, you can see that it goes green when I've done it and red when I haven't, because this is what we're calling a good habit. So we've got our first week's dashboard. This is last week. In the top right hand corner, you can press a button there and then that will update you and that will move to a monthly view. Now you can update your habits in the monthly view. So let's go in and let's update this week's habit in the monthly view. And you see at the top here, you've got these little arrows. So that saves you having to try and press the little fiddly button so you can move around from day to day. So we'll say this week, walking. Yes, we've done walking every day. fast food, we'll say yes, we have had fast food every day. Meditation, we'll say no, we haven't done meditation every day. So it's not such a good week this week. Okay, so now we can have a look at the trend. So the trend can give you a 6-week view, it can give you a 12-week view, it can even go all the way up to a 2-year view. In the trend, what you can then look at is you can say, right, show me all the good events. You can say, show me all the bad events, or my favorite is you can show me the mix. So this is the mixture between your good habits and your bad habits. You can show them as either a number or as a percentage. So here we can see that last week we had 80% good habits, 20% bad habits. This week it's clear we've not had such a good week. That's a view of all of the habits mixed together, but you can then break it down and look at the individual habits. So you can see here that in our daily walk, that's all good. In our fast food, that's a mixture, and you can see last week the percentage is 86% good, 14% bad. And the beauty of this is then over time, what you can do is even if you slip up or you get it wrong or miss a day, you can work on improving the mixture of your good and your bad habits. So over time, you can set targets. For example, if you've had a bad week this week, you can set a target for next week to improve by a small amount, maybe 10%. And then improving that 10% each week obviously will eventually get you back to doing more of the good stuff and less of the bad. On the Apple version of the app, it actually gives you a trend line to show you whether you're improving. A couple of other things you can do. You can add notes and descriptions to your habits. And I quite like this. You can also set up reminders. So let's add a reminder. So we're going to add a reminder here for meditation. So we're going to add a meditation reminder. And the time of day, we're going to set it at 9:30. Then we say how often we want the reminder to repeat. So you can do daily, you can do weekdays. We'll do daily here. And finally, your reminder message. So on our reminder message, we're going to say it's time to meditate. Then save that. Then you'll get a notification on your phone to remind you to do the thing that you said that you were committing to do, which can be pretty useful in our busy lives. I think it's a great app. It's on Android, Apple, on an Apple computer. You can use it on your desktop as well. So worth a look. James Clear said in Atomic Habits, we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. And our systems are built on great habits. So whether you want to stop smoking, remember to text your mum more, exercise, eat better, changing habits can change your life, and keeping a record of your streak can be super powerful. And as I said at the start, I know this from personal experience. By keeping a record of my alcohol consumption or my alcohol non-consumption, that's meant that I am now at 1,281 days without having a drink. And that streak, keeping a record of that streak, has definitely helped me, particularly in the early days when I got tempted, because you don't want to break the streak. Now that streak is at 3.5 years. It's not one I want to spoil, and it's there to support me if I ever got tempted again. You obviously don't have to do anything as drastic as me, but have a look at the Way of Life app, give it a try. It could change your life.